Hello, Bethany.
Hello.
We're sat together again.
Ugh.
Which means we've got a guest.
Exciting.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So I think we'll roll the intro and we'll just go straight into this.
No, wait. You're not doing your
Yeah.
intro now?
But then that's when he says hello.
Okay, fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
Named as one of the UK's top 10 videographers.
Top 9 now, actually. But...
Top 9, I'm so sorry. Effortlessly chic, an incredible filmmaker, and officially has the weirdest Nando order I've ever seen. It is Russell Kent Nicholls. Woo! So I think we need to start at the bit that everyone's going to care most about.
Okay.
What's your Nando's order?
It's currently repeating on me.
We've just eaten it, guys.
So I can still smell it, but for those that are interested, it is basically chicken with halloumi and pineapple.
My issue with your order is that with your pitta, you then got a side of garlic bread.
It's just because the other options are like vegetable based.
No, mashed potato, chips.
Vegetable.
Do you know what? As you said it, I was like,
Shit, you just got told, and I absolutely.
potato's not a vegetable.
You've met your match.
Mate, if we're starting to play that potatoes are vegetables, then I am healthy queen. Skinny queen. So apart from me having a big issue with your Nando's order,
Yeah.
otherwise I really love you.
Thank you. I love you
We've done
too.
a wedding together.
We
had a
have.
great time.
Yeah.
But you haven't met Beth. This
No.
is your first meeting.
I've listened to her quite a lot. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's been really good to get acquainted with.
get
the podcast.
acclimatised
But
with.
sometimes you do sound quite similar when you're not watching. You know.
Ah,
so
really?
I do have to think sometimes.
Yeah, who's speaking?
Who's who?
And it depends what we've said. But
Yeah.
as I want you to do this to Beth, but all the
Okay.
other people that are listening that haven't heard of you,
Okay.
idiots, tell them who you are and why they should know who you are.
Oh, I feel like I was on blind date then.
Blankety, no, that's different.
Is it?
Blankety blank's different. That was a different song.
Yeah, just wait for the burp of pineapple.
pineapple.
They're going to be like the burpee videographer.
Please, I don't need that.
Someone's going to come and be like, hey, I heard you on the podcast. Please don't burp on my wedding.
Please no pineapple.
So I'm Russell, and I'm a wedding filmmaker, but I also do other bits and pieces as well, like bridal campaigns.
She's pointing at me because I know exactly what she's going to say. She's going to say you said filmmaker, not
Okay.
videographer. What's the
Tea? What's the difference? Sexier, isn't it?
Yeah.
a filmmaker.
Filmmaker.
Also, that's what I've got on my websites. I've got kind of
Keep it
it
brand.
going.
Watch
Yeah.
everyone now change the name to
Yeah,
filmmaker.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's in the US they tend to call them filmmakers a lot more than here. Videographer is someone that films live events.
Oh,
Filmmaker, in my opinion, is where you're a bit more than that. You're curating it into a proper film. And I think pretty much everyone that's a wedding filmmaker is, I just said it again, wedding videographer
is a film.
is a filmmaker, because we are curating something with music and all of the little bits and pieces. So
Touche.
Fair.
I like it.
I like
It's
that
sexy.
too. Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, you need
As
a
you
wedding
when
filmmaker.
the finger went out, I was thinking, oh no, I've done something
No, you've
wrong.
done nothing wrong. This is us getting excited.
I was like, tell me more. Sorry, I
So, yeah.
rudely interrupted you. Please carry on.
No, it's fine. I thought I'd done something wrong. So yeah, wedding filmmaker, but also bridal editorial filmmaker. So I work with a few different bridal houses to do their social content, website content, e-commerce content. But I also dip into commercial stuff as well. I've done adverts for like camera brands and stuff before. Yeah, just a bit of everything. Yesterday I was doing some headshots in my studio at home for Louise Hayes, who's a cake maker, and I just gave her like a little promo video, which was really cute.
Did she bring you cake?
Only plastic ones.
What?
Yeah, she did have a lovely little sample box, but it's all wrapped in cellophane. I didn't want to make a mess. You know.
Fair. All right.
Yeah,
So you're a pretty big deal.
not really. No.
Don't
Absolutely.
downplay
Right, come on.
yourself.
I'm really not. I'm really boring.
Why? Okay, tell me this then.
Yeah.
Why do all the videographers know who you are?
And think you're big dog.
Because
You can speak freely on here.
no.
You're like,
No.
yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They really don't. No, I tell you why. Because I spent the last 3 years ramming myself down people's throats, probably on social media,
Do you? That is a new catchphrase. That is the title of this episode.
Ramming
Oh my
myself
God.
down people's throats.
That's what you got to do.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of content that goes like super duper. Your video made me cry this morning when I was just watching through everything, where it was the walking down the aisle, and it was like my 95-year-old granddad walking down the aisle, and then
Ken.
he said, "I don't need my cane. I've got you. You've got me."
No.
It was the cutest. Did you
It's
cry listening to that?
So I didn't hear him say that to her. She told me afterwards. So that's when I put that on. I was like, oh my God, I've got to put that on.
Yeah.
But there is, so during the ceremony, there's a tripod that's pointing at the groom, which has also got me in it. But I typically mask myself out. So I remove myself from the back of the shot. And I have got red, puffy eyes, tears coming down. So yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is the most magical moment I've ever seen. And everybody was crying. There was not a dry eye in the house. Yeah,
I
bless
love him.
And then he read a poem as well that he'd written.
Stop it! No, he didn't.
Yeah, it was.
We need that video as well, please.
So that is actually on Instagram's part 2. His
Is
poem.
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I've just finished their highlights film, and at the
Do you
end
want
I've
me to take some
taken.
water?
No, I'm okay,
Are you
honestly.
sure?
Yeah, I'm just. It was just.
I know.
It's just. My mum told me I was a windy baby.
Come on, Georgie, go Wyndham.
Okay, come here.
That is the downside of never eating vegetables.
Yeah.
Constant wind.
Oh.
Yeah.
He does not eat any vegetables.
How do you look so good?
I reckon it's going to be amplified. No, that was another bird.
It looked like you like me.
I take about 15 different vitamin
Look at him like,
Oh, flax.
Take about
Oh, looking good.
15 different types of vitamins every day.
Do you?
Yeah, if you listen closely enough, I rattle when I walk. It's just all the pills
Just
jiggling around in
feel
there.
like you could get that in other ways, but okay. I like your stance
Yeah.
on vegetables, like just a solid no.
I just don't like the taste. Honestly, people say, "Oh, that's lovely broccoli." I've never met a broccoli that I thought was delicious.
No, I'm with you on typical vegetables, but I'm upset about your stance on potato. It's a different kind
Wait,
of
so you
vegetable.
don't eat chips?
No, I do love chips. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That
a
was
vegetable.
just a wind up.
Oh, that was a comeback.
I enjoyed
That
it.
was a clapback.
You go.
So,
Yeah.
how did you get to be the biggest dog in the world?
World.
Stop it!
Don't act like you didn't correct me earlier with the top 10 into top 9.
Yeah.
Well, it's only because
Who's won?
I don't think there's a.
It's not in order.
It's not in order.
And if
Okay.
there was, I'd be at the top.
Read the blog post yourself. No, no, I don't think. I don't think they don't put them in number order. It's
Okay.
in no order.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah, it is cool. The only thing is with those lists, it's like, who's judging here? Like,
Yeah.
and it's based on what's it based on? If it's not based on financials or number of clients, or it's just based on someone's opinion.
Yeah.
And also from a external perspective, is it being judged on people's Instagrams, or
Yeah.
is it because they did one wedding that was
epic.
was epic? Yeah, and I feel like it's not. Doesn't really mean a great deal.
It sounds a good intro though.
Yeah, it's great to have on your
Yeah.
on your
On the website.
website, email, signature.
Yeah.
Great.
Just plaster everywhere. You're
Yeah.
ramming it down people's throats. And I like
Exactly,
it.
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
How? No, me. You go. My
You
go.
didn't
My
answer
go.
my question.
What was the question?
I said, how did you get to being the big dog?
Oh yeah. Okay. That was going to be my question. How
long
did you get
have
into
you been
it?
doing it? How do you become a filmmaker?
2019. I
No,
started.
you didn't.
Yeah.
Became
gonna
big
cough.
dog pretty quick.
There we go.
I feel like
Well-
you've been. Oh, I'm impressed.
Well, actually, can't remember what year it was. My friend would be annoyed. I did my friend's wedding as a present. I
What?
feel
But
like-
what?
Yeah.
Were you doing films before?
No, no.
So you just literally, your mate was like, "Here's a camera, film
didn't-
this."
No, I filmed. I was a guest. She was like my best school friend, and I was like, I bought a camera because everyone starts off with a camera and
Yeah,
thinks
yeah.
that they're going to be amazing. Oh, it's so bad. The video is so bad. Yeah.
I bet we look at it and I bet, oh my god, that's amazing.
No, it's really bad. I've done everything wrong. And then I think I just volunteered myself to do it for friends and family, and then kind of people started to offer me money, and that was when I was like, oh shit, money? Like, I don't know what to charge. So I don't know, £150.
Whoa. Can I just? We won't talk about pricing, but I can guarantee he's not that now.
Yes, so there's a little bit of a price increase. From
Little
the-
one,
from the
little
150. Yeah.
smidgen.
Yes, yeah, but yeah, and that was it. Before I was doing supplement business. I had for 14 years I ran a health supplement
Is it?
company. Yeah, so that's why I know how to take all the pills.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
You might need to give me some pills advice.
Okay, yeah.
Like a
Pop-in pills.
yeah. What's it called? Pharmacist.
Yes.
You're my pharmacist.
Yeah, but they're natural. They're not medications.
Okay.
So,
I want your natural ones.
yeah.
My question is
Yes.
the type of weddings you do.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular, like, how many weddings do you do? Do you only do destination? What do you want?
It's kind of a mixture of everything. I think someone said to me that they're like, oh, how'd you get into the luxury wedding market? And I actually don't think I am. I feel like the luxury market is to me, it's like a complete next level.
Yeah.
I feel like I do weddings for normal people that are having a luxury experience.
Yeah.
Whether they're just having that luxury for the day, but it's more of like a fun party type. So yeah, I think all of my
He's being very modest, as if you weren't filming somebody in a desert the other day.
was I? Oh,
Yeah.
that was in Marrakesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, like it's high budget, but it's not like pretentious, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't. To be
That's
fair.
the difference. I think my clients, they're not pretentious people. They're
No.
really nice, down to earth people, and everyone has like a different experience.
That's
Yeah,
what we
so-
said, didn't we? Was it last week? We
Yeah,
were talking about it,
yeah.
where we were like, my higher end clients aren't the pretentious people.
They're just
not
there-
the like knobby people where you're like, oh my god,
They
I
expect
really
the world.
Yeah.
They've got money they want to spend on their wedding, but they're pretty normal people.
Yeah, and it's finding those. It's really, really hard because I think I've definitely seen a shift, maybe since 2023. This fake rich celebrity vibe that's the trend. Like, that's cool, but I feel like let's move on to something more authentic moments now. And from a filmmaking perspective, those authentic moments are actually what we're there for,
100%.
rather than
The setup.
just and all the like the pretending like you're getting out of a taxi for paparazzi. And I'm guilty of
Setting
helping
up.
set those up
Guilty.
based on what my clients would like or what I think they would like, but it's the stuff like Fran and her granddad that is
Yeah.
this that you're going to remember.
Do you want to know what I read?
Go on.
A luxury wedding,
Mm-hmm.
they have to have spent over £1 million on
Okay.
To be
to be
luxury.
classed as luxury.
Oh.
right. Yeah.
Okay,
I've
I
only
didn't do
done
any
one of them
luxury.
then.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
What was that one?
That was in Dubai with Jason Derulo was the wedding entertainment.
Stop it.
Yeah, and I-
Sorry.
So I only found out.
Jason Derulo.
I only found out like 2 months before the wedding. I was freaking out because the inquiry came in and
Wait, was Jason Derulo there?
What?
yeah, he was the
That's what you
entertainment.
said. He was...
I thought he said his team. I was like, what?
No. But
I know,
my
he was
problem is
the
when the inquiries come in, you never really know
You
what
don't
wedding
know.
you're getting.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, they don't say, hello, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo's going to be at my
Yeah,
wedding.
I'm a very big deal.
What's the price?
Yeah.
So I did it super
£150.
cheap. Yeah, literally. Let's call it 2 lots of £150.
You get Jason Derulo to sign my chest and
Yeah.
150 quid.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a cool one. That was in the Four Seasons in Dubai.
But I also think it's actually nice not to know sometimes until
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
Because I think going in like that,
You have expectations as well.
and also people will probably charge more. Some people will charge
Yeah,
more
yeah.
because they're like, fucking hell, they got Jason Derulo.
I can get my money.
And I undercharged. but then at the same time, that's not what it's about, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Like I undercharged because it was a place I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I never tweaked the pricing based on what someone's saying in the
Yeah,
email.
yeah.
And that's why, because I've got my pricing in a brochure,
Yes.
then everyone gets the same access.
Yeah.
If you want to tweak things, that's cool.
Tell us what the wedding was like. Was it worth £1 million? Oh, I don't know how more than
Yeah,
worth
oh
more
my
than £1
God.
million.
So it was. I did feel a bit out of my depth when I got there. To be fair,
Yeah, I bet.
I had a second shooter. for
Okay,
that one,
good.
Nick Ricks, who's amazing. And I don't normally have a second shooter, but near the time I was thinking, yeah, I'm really going to need somebody to
Yeah.
come with me.
How many guests?
I don't remember, like 100, 200.
Okay, it's
No,
not
not
ridiculous
massive.
numbers.
I don't know what. It doesn't really matter to me because
No, but was it like 400 people?
No, I don't
There,
think so.
when I think of luxury weddings, I
100,
think of
200
massive.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I remember getting there in the morning, and it was like people with headsets on, buzzing to each other. This rope's got to go up. All of this stuff was being suspended from the ceiling. Incredible lighting, and just wow, it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got Jason Derulo and you got shit lighting.
Yeah, you can't have Jason Derulo and some basic flowers, can you?
I remember walking down the corridor and looking into one of the sides. You know, like when you're walking through a hospital, you kind of look in the walls,
Yeah, of
don't
course.
you? Jason was just in there.
Stop it.
Yeah, just
Hi,
like
Jason.
chilling. He was there really early, from like 10 a.m.
Oh,
So
really?
he would have got
obviously-
paid a wedge.
Oh yeah, he did. I'd turn up at 10 a.m. for
Oh,
£500,000.
100%. Yeah. Oh my. Wow. I would have been like, sorry, I just need to mic you up.
He was really good as well.
Was he?
And the
I
bride danced on stage with him. yeah, really good fun. I think because it was a surprise for the guests as well. They
Was
were like,
it?
freaking
I
out.
would freak out, to be
Yeah.
fair.
If you were to have someone perform at your wedding, who would you have? And are you going to say Britney?
Yeah, Britney Spears. Yeah, but maybe
I just
like
think she's a hot mess at the moment.
Excuse me.
Don't you
have
talk about my
Don't
honey like that.
disrespect my
Mate, it's
queen.
when she stood in the mirror just like, and I'm like,
Yeah, but you've got to admire her confidence, right? I do.
she-
I think it's because I do that at home in the reflection
Yeah, but you
of my
don't film
oven.
it and put it on, do you?
Well, I have done.
Oh, all right, so you do you.
Yeah. No. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, she always puts on a good
Why,
show.
who would
doesn't
you
she?
want?
Chapel Roan.
I would want. I don't know. You go first.
I don't know who I'd want.
Not Sabrina Carpenter.
No,
please. She's
that's her
crap.
music.
It's not my music, it's my daughter's music.
She's crap.
I want Eminem.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd
Aggressive
probably go.
choice.
Yeah. For the evening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably go a bit more like traditional, which you'll probably be like, what?
Like who?
Mariah Carey.
It's time. I can't do it.
I
think we
like
need a-
the best people I've seen in concert is Coldplay.
Boring.
I know, but like it was just like
Taylor
Ed
Swift
Sheeran.
would be.
No.
Ed Sheeran would be sick. Yeah.
Please,
no.
Ed
Didn't
Sheeran
you-
would be
didn't-
good.
Didn't you tell me about him?
What did I tell you
we're
about
at
him?
wedding with him.
You told me about. Someone told me something about him.
What did I tell you
Not
about him?
bad, but like how much he charges for a wedding.
Oh no, I have no idea. I have a subject I'd like to talk about.
Go for
We
it.
have had many a message on this subject.
Oh,
No,
no.
I've got two.
Okay.
We'll start with the first one.
Okay.
And it bugs me, so I can only imagine it bugs you. It's when people are like, "Oh, we don't need a videographer. We don't want video. We're obviously having a photographer, but we don't want video. How often are you going to look at a video?" And I'm like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. You know, people
Excuse
don't.
me.
People don't really say that to me, but I have heard of that because it'd be a bit weird if they were like, "Hello,
I don't
we
want
don't
one.
Don't really want you.
Don't bother
Just
me."
wanted to let you know.
Yeah. No, when one of my first weddings I did was for Nadine and John, one of my favourite couples, and their mum was saying, Nadine's mum said to Nadine, "What are you paying for a video for? No one ever watches it. It just, it's a waste of money." And that has been a running joke because apparently her mum watches it
Constantly.
like, on repeat
Aww.
all the time. And so we always joke and say, "No one ever watches
No
it."
one will see it.
I found that quite hard to hear though. Like if someone was saying like what you do is a waste of money, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh,
my
my
problem is
heart.
I'll go through my initial call with people. I'm like, "So what suppliers have you got?" And they're like, "We've got photo,
Yeah.
catering, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Cool, are you doing video?" "No, we're not doing video." And I'm like, it's the same as going, "No, we're not doing flowers," which is fine. Like there's some people that do it, but it feels like a really key part of a wedding to me.
Yeah.
How would explain to people
Yeah.
why it's worth the money?
Because this stuff is not that the video and the photos, it's not for now. It's for 20 years time. Okay. You might look at it and go, "Oh, you know, when you're looking through your phone and you look at camera roll stuff from last week, it doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you accidentally scroll back to 2018. You're like, oh my God, look what we looked like then. Oh, look, do you remember when we had that's no longer in the house? Or remember that pet, or we went there. And I think being able to see your friends and family's expressions in movement versus photo, only you know those people well enough to be able to know exactly what they're thinking, what they're saying, whether they're reacting to a funny joke that someone's just said, and also to be able to hear their voices. Yeah, if sound can instantly trigger a memory more so than visuals. Like if you hear a sound effect, you think, "Oh, was that?" You know, you can really, you can feel it so much more than just stills and
Okay,
and
I'm
video.
sold.
So,
I'm
You
sold.
explained it very well then, actually, of the fact of it isn't for now. You're not paying for something for now. My
Yeah.
problem is that a wedding goes so quickly and nobody understands how quickly it goes until you do it.
like a flash.
Like this is gone.
Yeah.
And I know that people after that didn't have video will go, "I'd love to watch that. I would die to watch my
That's
video
it.
again."
Yeah, and for me, I've got remember VHS tapes
Yeah.
in the 80s. My family wasn't wealthy enough to have a proper handy cam thing, but one of our family friends brought one over, and for years I had this VHS tape of me on my dad's knee, and I just look at that, absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to be able to have that again in another 20 years when we don't even have DVD players and stuff anymore, would be just amazing.
I watch my video often.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I agree. I think it's it's what you said earlier of like it's a film. It's not just recording of the day. It's put together in a way that's meant to be emotive and meant to be like thrilling and get you going the whole way through. I love video. I think it's worth every penny.
I ask my clients like, what is their what's the best bit? Like,
Yeah.
what do they love most? And I think when people are going into the wedding experience, they're really thinking about how it looks. So they're probably, if you were to ask somebody before they got married, what bits are you looking forward to most? Or in the video, let's say, they might not say it, but they're probably thinking, I just want to look hot, like in a field at sunset.
100%.
And that's what I'm most concerned about. Actually, after the fact, most people say, I absolutely love seeing my friends and family when we weren't around.
Yeah, that's a good point of people doing stuff that you're not involved in, and then being like, oh, right, okay, glad they had fun.
Yeah, or just seeing them experience all the things that you spent your time and money planning. Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to something you just mentioned, because we preach a lot about second shooters, and you say you don't usually have one, but how do you capture everything with just you?
Okay. Well, I think for photography, first of all, I think definitely having a second shooter is going to be good. Also because if you are having a second shooter from a photography perspective, they just hand over the raw files. So you're not going to know unless you know who was where, you're not going to know which camera was which. They're all edited in the same kind of style. There's less kind of matching the whole cohesion of the gallery together.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no.
As one. Whereas if I was to hire this is just one reason, not the main reason, but one of the reasons. With my camera, it's quite a specific, like cinema camera. To then have a second one of those, it's going to be a very large expense. Or making sure things like camera movement, color grading, just for the cohesion of that. But yeah, the main thing really is I feel so efficient at knowing what I need to capture to fulfill the product that the client has contracted me for, which is typically like a 15-minute video. I know exactly what to intentionally shoot.
You can also as well, which I didn't think about until you were talking, is obviously set up a camera and leave it. Whereas photographers can't set up a camera. So so if we've got budget, we're getting a second photographer before a second videographer.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I think also from a photography perspective, I think they're expected to capture every single thing specifically.
I agree.
Whereas from a video perspective, we obviously cover the main aspects, but also the rest of it is as a highlights film. It is the highlights, because you're not going to hand over a 12-hour video. So I feel like the expectation there to capture the main things is important. I'm always looking and anticipating. It's the art of anticipation, of knowing where to be.
I guess that's part of being good at the job, isn't it?
Yeah, just anticipating. Yeah, you see two people go towards each other and you think, right, just hang on, they're about to kiss or embrace or hug, and then scanning around and whipping around, capturing elements. But
so if I don't have Jason Derulo at my wedding,
I'm not coming.
Fair.
Fuck, book Jason Derulo, please, quick.
I haven't got the money for that.
At what point do you think you need? Because I know you said some of them you take a second shooter. What is required?
When would you put your foot down as if I'm a couple that I'm obsessed with filmmaking?
Yeah.
Do I say to you, look, I actually think it's really important for me to have a second shooter?
Yeah. So what I would suggest is if you are both if the couple are getting ready in different places and there is something specific that is happening, maybe it's far away that I can't pop away from the venue to go and visit the other person to then come back in time or whatever, then it's something that I would put as an option. Or just listening to what the couples need as well, because I think sometimes, especially for grooms, they're not that bothered about having too much stuff. So I kind of had that conversation. Maybe on our 6 weeks pre-wedding call, we'll ask about where they're getting ready, what sort of time people are getting ready, and then if it was something that I think would be beneficial to them, then I think it's worth it. Again, the cost of having a second shooter may not be, especially if they just need it for that part, it's not really worth it. I don't think.
A lot of videographers that I work with, when the guys arrive, they'll get them arriving, take them into a library, do a little shuzzy, sort out a bow tie, and then go from there. So I guess it is important as a couple to think about both. What do you actually what do you want? Yeah. And where does the line sit? Okay.
Yeah. Typically I'd say, like, if it's not possible, we'll make up for it later. We'll get extra shots with the groom, let's say, and his groomsmen, or
having a whiskey and whatever.
Just having fun. And to be honest, my clients are like, we totally trust your judgment.
Amazing.
Can you tell me the different types of videography?
Ooh.
So like all the different types of film. So let's imagine somebody is just freshly engaged. They've decided, they've heard your speech about having a video. They're like, yeah, I want a video. Right.
Oh, it's a minefield, isn't it?
What now? Yeah. What now? What am I looking for?
Yeah.
What pricing is there to expect?
What do I ask?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, I don't think I've ever even really had this question asked.
Because there's
so
like
it's quite interesting.
documentary. There's, I don't know. You tell me.
What's good video? What's not good video?
Well, that's a long subject. But I guess, I guess it's similar to photography. There's more posed stuff versus documentary, which would be just capturing stuff without ever engaging with the people as much as you can. I guess.
Do you think people say they want documentary,
but they
and then they actually want a
staging.
little bit of staging?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why, because they see the footage and they think it looks so natural, that's amazing, but then they don't see that actually you helped to
set that whole thing up.
I put her leg there, I put the arm there.
But I feel like there's people, again, we don't appreciate that people don't realise what actually happens on a wedding. We obviously go to loads. The couple will sit there, and between photo, video, coordinator is all going, oh, just put your hand more on her face. Like, it is so, there is help on it. Like, I don't want people to think that documentary is
completely hands off.
Yeah. But everyone also says, I don't want there to be 2 cameras in my face all day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's another reason with this against the second shooter, is that if you've got 2 videographers, 2 photographers, a content creator, that's 5 people that against 2 people that maybe are not used to having a media team.
Yeah, is anyone used to having a media team? Like,
so
documentary, more posed. What else are we looking at? Are we looking at
handheld
colour?
versus basically there's like 2 sides to wedding filmmakers. You can be the handheld guy where you're just literally rocking a camera body, a guy or girl.
That stresses me out, because I see people do that. They literally sit there with a camera. I'm like, how are you keeping that still?
Well,
I don't understand.
In the camera, they've got pretty good stabilization these days, and it will have like a bit of an extra.
He's rocking out the big words like stabilization.
They so you can do handheld. It's got a bit more of like a natural home, not home movie as in like shaky home movie, but it feels more like you're watching it from a guest perspective. I guess. Or the style that I prefer is the more stabilized stuff, with the gimbals, the motorized gimbals, like the sticks with the cameras on. For me, that is more cinematic, but also
cinematic. That's the word.
Yeah, and I think that the luxury market that we or the luxury for a day market, let's say.
Love that.
Yes, me too.
Sweeping shots of the table, the ceremony, all the florals. I think for me, with a gimbal, having a gimbal as the stabilizer, you can really sweep around those and showcase those things. Whereas if I was doing it handheld, it would just look like I'm stood there and just wobbled around a bit. I love handheld footage when it's done well. It's not my...
Just wobbled around a little bit. Okay, so we have our types of film. We've got our cinematic. So should you know what type of film you want before you start inquiring? Basically, my question is it more important to get the person right or the style of film that they make right?
The person.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because the style of film can be flexible.
Yeah.
I think, because if someone came to me and said, I really love the handheld stuff that you do, I could be adaptive to do more of a different style, although I would probably prefer to stick to what my bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I thought it was, this is my style, this is what I do.
Well, photographers will be like, this is like when people say, can you change the preset a little bit? And they're like, no, this is my photo. Yeah. So actually you would be a bit more... I
probably wouldn't want to go too deep in changing the colour or anything like that. But I think from a video perspective, this is so open-ended, because I could change the music or reorder the clips and it's a completely different project.
If somebody said I want it really dramatic versus
fine.
I want it super romantic, you probably can't take the same footage and make 2 totally different videos anyway.
That's the thing. And I don't think with photo you can do that, because you get the photos, you put the edit on it, and then that's kind of it. Whereas with video, you can add suspense, you can try and play on the romantic type, and ultimately how your wedding is does dictate how energetic your wedding's video is going to be.
Fair.
So if you really want like a lovely romantic video, unless you are a romantic type of people, it's probably not going to show that well on video if it's more of a party vibe.
Yeah.
So some people say to me, oh, what song are you going to use? And I think, well, I don't know until I get into the edit or until after the wedding, because I need to see how people are interacting with. Is this a party crowd? Is there like a romantic backstory to how they got together or their family? So there's so much, I think, possibilities. So many possibilities with video compared to photo. But yeah, I think picking the person whose work you like, but also someone that you can tolerate for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, because
it's really important.
You're in their grill all day long, like
down their throat.
Down their throat.
Just a disclaimer. I think you have to read the room with how down the throat you get. Some of my couples they're like, please pose me, direct me. I want all of this. Like, check my hair. Blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Sometimes you have to take a step back.
You can tell when they don't want it, don't you?
But also you want to look good, and that's what we were saying earlier. So like you may want that documentary style, but I still want to look good.
With a bit of help. Yeah,
with a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And I think people are scared of that because they feel like you're going to be like, at a photo shoot where they're like, click, move now, do this, do that. I think people worry about that. Yeah,
and it's not like I think my style is probably a mixture of both documentary when you need it to be, like during cocktail hour, during ceremony, but can be hands-on for things like the couple portraits where people do want a little bit of guidance so they don't look weird and they just look natural and comfortable.
Can I ask you a question? I watched a TikTok the other week that was the bride and groom are facing each other in the ceremony, outside ceremony, and her veil is blowing over her face. Would you interrupt a ceremony?
I never.
I think they switched their sides. They just went in and went swap places.
I would not stop a ceremony.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at while I'm filming the ceremony, I'm staring at my bride, and if there's or groom, and if there's something that I think it needs to be done urgently, I'll wait for them to look and I'll do this. So I had a wedding with where was it? Kin House this year.
Love Kin House.
And I wanted the couple to hold hands during the ceremony, and it was something that I mentioned on the call. And obviously in the heat of the moment, then she's not going to remember to hold hands. And they were stood just facing each other with their hands in front of them. And a thought crossed my mind, it'd be lovely if they held hands. And she looked at me and I went, hold hands, like that. And she read and she went, and she just subtly reached forward, grabbed his hands and then nodded at me. And I was like, yes, it's giving me goosebumps.
I do think, honest, and I say this to my couples as well, sometimes when they've got lower tops and I'm like, during your speeches, look at me, and I will just sit there. Like, always try and, I know it's difficult, but when stuff is happening, try and look at your suppliers, because they will be the ones that will be like
telepathically.
Just move.
But there'll
move
also
in a
be
bit.
people that don't.
That's true.
Yeah.
You told me when my hair had a loop in just now.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
And there's people that have sat there and let me have
loops in your hair.
Loops in my hair and filmed this whole bloody podcast. And I'm like, why the hell did no one tell me?
I would want to know. I am forever.
This is my thought in the ceremony.
How
I want to be.
How would it be? You get your wedding video back, like, why did no one tell me that?
If my hair was like tucked in and it was poked out and my whole video had that, it would piss me off. I'd rather you come over and just be like, there you go.
That's why.
Sorry.
But that's why you should have a gay Libra as your video.
A gay Libra.
It just comes naturally.
So is this a question we should be asking on that initial one? Are you gay and are you Libra?
Because those are the two criteria that just cover it. Yeah.
Do you find you get a lot of same-sex couple inquiries?
I get none.
What?
Yeah. I've maybe done two.
It's because you're too good looking, honey.
I wouldn't want you in my wedding. I wouldn't want to be a gay man looking at that. I'd be looking like, why are you? No. Why are you looking at the videographer the whole time? I don't know, the podcast told me to look at them.
They said they told me about my hair.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to make us hold hands.
Because we find it hard to represent everybody on this podcast. We get asked a lot because
but what right do we have talking about same-sex?
Yeah,
I can talk about the ones that we've done, but like, even if you're saying you don't do many, and you're the gay Libra that's like,
I'm the default option, surely.
Surely, come on, pick me.
Don't you stick together? I don't know. Is there a gay club for like?
Surely they just know me. Like,
surely every supplier needs to be gay.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple of thoughts on that. Is that to me, obviously, it's the least. And you said most. Then it's the least important part of who I am.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want someone to pick me just because they're gay.
Your videos are crap, but you're gay, so.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I think portfolio, it's important to have a diverse portfolio, whether that be based on sexual orientation, race, whatever. But unless you're forcing those things into your portfolio naturally, then surely that's just as bad as having...
This is my problem, and I worry to talk about things because I don't want to offend, but I'm
Sensitive
it is sensitive. But sometimes I'll go on a venue's page, and it's very clear that they've probably done one same-sex couple, and it's everywhere. And I'm like, LGBT, that to me would offend me more that you're literally shoving it down my throat. I can look at different sex couples and still understand the word. I don't know. It's hard to.
For me, the biggest thing is language.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing. And like we even said about the title of our podcast, we went backwards and forwards for so long about it. Yeah, because we don't want to offend anyone.
But then we also realised that it's actually bridegroom is the actual word. So technically,
it could be short.
Technically, we're speaking to both. But I think. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting subject. We need to do a whole episode on it.
I'm also surprised you don't get a lot of...
Why though?
Because, like you said, you thought I'd be the...
But I wouldn't know you were gay by looking at your social media.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't say gay Libra.
No.
It doesn't. I need to put it in my bio.
Top 9 videographers, filmmakers, gay Libra.
I wouldn't.
Rainbow emoji.
That's how we know.
I had a camera company come to me and they said, we want you to represent us for this LGBTQ month. And I said, I really appreciate the offer. But it's not me.
Yeah.
Please give that opportunity to someone that would like to use that as a platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my portfolio admittedly could be a bit more diverse, but unless you force that, how do you?
Because we spoke to a makeup artist and she was talking about doing darker skin. Yeah. And she was like, it didn't have any darker skin weddings, so I got a model and I did it there, and I was like, I appreciate that, but then I also there was loads of stuff before about when everyone was hiring models to do styled shoots and they weren't gay models, so they were taking a photo of these two women together and they're not gay women, so then that all kicked off. So I feel like people don't know where I think it's my problem is you just need to have a conversation with the supplier, because if somebody asked me as a same-sex couple, I'd be like, respectfully, I don't care. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. Doesn't actually change anything. I've
done a couple of same-sex weddings and I love them, but I love them just as much as the other ones. The only difference is I guess you have to pay attention to is things like microphones normally would be on a guy rather than a woman so much. So, and just where they're getting ready, are they getting ready together? Or...
This is the logistics of it.
Yeah, logistics.
It's more difficult, but
yeah. Okay.
Yes. I have a question. I have a question. Mine's a good question. Hold tight. I'll come back to you in a second, Ben. I would like 3 things. I would like 3 tips.
Okay.
For what? So I've just got engaged.
Yeah.
I'm ready to find my filmmaker.
Yeah.
What do I need to find out from a filmmaker?
Yeah.
To know if they're the right person for me? What do I need to ask?
I think style ultimately, in terms of whether that be like what we said earlier, gimbal versus handheld. Do you like the work? That's the main thing. Do you like what you see when you look at other people's weddings by that person? Do you think that looks like what you would like? I think it's hard to look at other people's wedding videos and imagine yourself in their shoes, because you don't know any of the people, you don't know any of the story. But yeah, ultimately style. Do you think that's cool? Yeah. Are you more of like a romantic, or are you more upbeat kind of couple? Is that the type of video you would like? Secondly, I don't think gear matters really, equipment.
I think you could tell me what camera you were using and I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I also feel like if someone came to you and asked you, are you using this, do you use that? I'd be like, who are you?
It does happen. It does happen.
I'd be like, but if you work in this industry,
yeah.
If you do, then great. If you don't, then what the hell? It's like I Google some cameras and be like, okay.
Sorry, using a Canon or a Sony?
Neither.
What do you use?
So I use Panasonic and DJI. They make the drones.
I'll be honest, I don't know why I asked you. It means nothing.
I don't know why.
As you said, I was nodding.
It just came out by accident, didn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so do we ask about their stuff then, or not really?
No.
Okay.
What do we ask about drones?
Drone would be important.
Do you have a drone? But I think the thing is with drones, they can get. I think they're not that exciting. Like you just want one shot.
Yeah, I do want one shot.
There's 3 seconds. So is it worth that? Why would you? For me, it's included for my couples.
Yeah.
But is it that big deal?
Yeah, is it? It's the same as, I look at that as the same as when people say there's no accommodation at a venue. And I'm like, you could just go somewhere else. And they're like, oh yeah. So I guess the drone it's a 3-second clip. Does it matter?
Yeah, it's nice to have. Also, you could say he must have a drone, and then you get there and it's raining.
Yeah.
Or there's an air show on that day.
Yeah.
And you can't do it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Don't even think about that.
So there's a venue that I did this year where they had a drone before, and now they don't allow them because it's so close to a police hub or something.
Okay.
That all the firearms then came over during a
God.
wedding. Yeah. So actually, drones are like meh.
Is it like a fad? Was it a fad? Is
Definitely, you know, one of my what do you call it, bugbears, is that the phrase?
Yeah.
When people start a wedding video with a drone shot of a field, I'm like, come on, we're past that now.
and then their names pop up.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done
Guilty.
that. I've done it, but drones, I feel like they are just kind of a given now. They're not that cool.
This is my problem though, because we see weddings and we watch wedding video. Like, you must see 101 wedding videos. You follow videographers, so you're like filmmakers. Sorry,
I know I'm really having to change my language
Sorry.
this episode. I'm liking it.
Get it right.
we're over it.
Yeah.
But nobody else
when
is.
you first get married, you're like, oh my god, I want a drone.
Yeah.
Because and this is hard for us because we're like, we were talking about pajamas and slippers and stuff. I was like, I'm over it. I want like loungewear. I want something cool. And we're like, is that just because we see it
100 times a
100
year?
times a year?
Yeah.
So
But
it's
I
hard.
think- most videographers I know have a drone. And
Yeah,
they'll-
I would
they'll-
put them.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm
we've got
sending-
2. We need a third thing.
Music.
Music.
Can
Yeah.
I pick my own song?
Technically, no. As in,
No.
you can't have. So these are the rules. Because of licensing reasons, you can't have Ed Sheeran or Beyonce or Ed Sheeran and Beyonce, perfect, unless you know them personally or you have a license which is tens and tens of thousands of pounds.
So what?
Even like personally, so I just can't have it playing at home.
You could.
Am I going to get arrested?
No, you would need a special type of license that's inexpensive if it is for personal use, but it can't go online.
It's not professional.
You can't go
So
online.
I know you said Ed Sheeran and Beyonce, but is that covers all artists?
This particular license would cover
Anyone who would be in the charts?
Yes.
So they couldn't have their first dance song playing over.
Not if it's going to go online.
What if the band are playing the song?
Yeah.
Can you have that version? Can you have an acoustic version of a song?
I can't remember if covers are included with it, but I think
So what music do you put over it?
so. You would need to have a license. I would need to have a license for a music subscription platform. So I use one called MusicBed. That's the same. I'm quoting my brochure here, but it's the same platform that Nike, Netflix, Apple. They get. It's where you hear the music from ads, basically.
Okay.
Is it Spenny?
And films. It's not cheap, but it's the best one.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean when people say you're not just paying for you on the day, you're
Yeah.
paying for
a lot of stuff.
a lot of
Yeah.
things, but no one would ever think, oh,
No.
they pay for licensing.
Yeah, and then people are like, how do we pick the music, or how do you? And I say, I'm gonna listen to certain things on your wedding day, like what music you're gonna be getting ready to.
Yeah.
What do you walk down the aisle to? What is your your ceremony exit kiss? Because that's normally the key song that shows the couple's personalities.
You're a little bit of like a stalker on the day, aren't you? You're like watching
It's a
everyone.
psychology.
You're listening
It is
to
a
everyone. You're
psychology.
just
Yeah.
here, there, and everywhere, and you're like music.
I guess you are though. I guess you are so honed in on
The experience.
and hearing and
reflecting the
smelling
day
and
as it
tasting.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're a clever little thing, aren't you?
You just learn to
Pick up on
tune
things.
in on these
You really don't
things.
like it when we compliment you.
I don't
No.
know what to do. Though. I'm gonna go under the table. Yeah.
Okay, so I've just got engaged. What
Yeah.
am I putting in my email?
Give us
to
the
inquire?
email.
Yeah, what? Give
Okay.
me an email.
Hi Russell, I followed you for a little while.
Love that stuff.
And you
I-
better follow me.
You better do, yeah. And I really love your videos. I actually had a couple that booked me just yesterday. They paid the deposit. They said there's a little bit of a break between when they first inquired and when they booked me. They basically they've gone away and come back and they go, we just can't find anyone else that we like.
Yeah, that's
So
what's
that-
good. Go
for
and
me,
look,
I'm like,
and I'll
I
speak
love
to you in a
that.
week.
Yeah.
Come back to you soon. XOXO.
They really love my work and they would love to see if they're getting married at insert venue here on such a date. I'd love to know if you have availability and if you'd like to be part of our wedding. And that's
I
it,
love
really,
that.
yeah.
I
if
like
you'd
it when
like to
people
be
ask.
part of
Yeah.
our wedding. Yeah, if
The-
you would like to.
The first time somebody referred to my videos as my work in an email, I was like, oh, this is a turning point. Because
Yeah.
at that point, it had just been like for fun, you know,
Yeah.
not for fun, but like for the enjoyment. But when someone said, we really like your work, I was like, oh, I am an artiste. I was like, oh.
Give me the opposite.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
the worst email you could send.
Okay, hello, are you available?
What's your price?
How much are you?
How much? Yeah, even though they've already got my brochure, they just haven't looked. Yeah.
So you publicly have your prices
Yes.
available?
Yeah, so it's not directly on the website as in you can click on a page and see it, but I have a system where you can request my brochure. So I need to know your name, what date you're getting married, where, although I don't use those as criteria for gatekeeping my pricing, it's just so I've got an understanding. Yeah. And I follow up on an email, and you access the brochure instantly, and it's got all of the pricing there. Everyone gets the same
So
pricing.
they don't need to talk to you to find out your pricing.
That's it, because I think I heard from brides saying when they're looking around, it's a minefield. They've got 30 Chrome tabs open. They don't know who the hell these videographers are.
And they don't know who they can afford.
They don't remember. Yeah, and they just want to know the bloody price. Because even if you don't know the exact price, you want to know.
Are you £500 or £5,000? Like that's I agree.
Is it an option or not? And also, in this day and age, they don't want to wait
for
4 days before they go, sorry, it went into my junk mail. Yeah, I am available, but only between the hours of 11 and blah, blah,
And
blah.
is yours a set price? As in it's a day, because some people are like, it's 3 hours and it's this much, which always confuses me.
Yeah, I don't
it's
do
just all
hourly
day.
rate.
No,
I don't
not me.
understand that. I can't do anything else on that day.
No,
So
I know. I can't book a 10-hour wedding as well. I agree.
So I have 2 packages, and then those 2 packages are applicable to either UK weddings or destination. So really, it's 4 packages.
Yeah,
2 for each for UK or international. And the difference is basically one of them's a short video, one of them's a long video. And the long video comes with full ceremony, full speeches, and teaser. So it's like the micro package or the everything.
This was what I was going to speak to you about as well.
Yeah.
I'm engaged. Oh, you touched me. Oh, thank you. I'm engaged. How do I know what length? Because they're like, you can have a 3-minute teaser, you can have a 7-minute. Do I want my whole ceremony? I highly recommend having your whole ceremony. I love having it. But then if you're in a registrar ceremony, do I care about the ceremony? Probably not. Mine was a celebrant. I want to listen to the whole.
I think church ones are lovely.
Yeah.
As well, because you're facing the front most of the time as well. You don't see anything that's going on.
But so typically it's what? How long is a video?
So the short package, it's like 5-6 minutes. For the long package,
this
it's
is
15.
the problem.
Not long enough for me.
No, this is the problem.
It doesn't sound long.
But when you're watching it, it is quite long.
If I was to sit you on a chair and force you to be like, oh, I'm bored now, and it 4 minutes
I'd
in,
never be bored
you
watching
wouldn't be
your
bored.
work.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
because people, I think they go, oh my God, I'm paying this much money for a 6-minute video.
Yeah,
and
but
it
so much more
doesn't,
than that.
that's what's hard to explain to people beforehand. It's like you said, it's only after when you go, would you pay that money now to see that video? They'd go, absolutely.
Yeah, and in my brochure, I have examples so you can click and play, so you can actually see what you would get.
That's good.
And
God, clever little thing,
you
aren't you?
just go through.
Especially now he stopped burping. He's like,
the burps.
It's all settled on it.
That was your personality earlier. The guy that burps.
Just the burping.
Couldn't somebody say, I don't want the whole ceremony, but I want all of the speeches? Can you do that?
Yeah, totally. Like, I'm happy to be flexible and chop and change bits. I had that happened with the wedding I just booked yesterday in Italy. They wanted to go for the smaller package, but also they're like, I really want the full ceremony. Yeah. So I added it on for a few £100s.
What's the difference in price? Sorry, I'm genuinely really interested now. What's the difference in price, like roughly, between the micro and then adding all the other bits? Because essentially, I'm assuming it's not massively different because you've been there for the whole day and you've already captured it all.
Yeah. It's just the work in.
It's the edit.
The editing, basically, and also bringing extra equipment.
Okay.
So, for example, UK wedding. The short video, which is a 5-minute video with music, there are, if I was to itemize every single thing that's included in that, in terms of what I'm providing and doing, it's probably about 10 different things. So, but ultimately, the product is a 5 to 6 minute cinematic highlights film. Yeah. That you're looking at £3,000. Yeah. That, including VAT, so 2,500 plus VAT. Then, if you want to go for the everything. For package B, we call it package A and B, really.
Classy.
Yeah. Gemstone.
It's just sparkle and
package.
this is rainbow.
Rainbow, not very popular them ones though. You have to reduce them.
That was great. I like that.
Oh, that's That's got me. That was good. I love that. Yeah.
It's back for the potato earlier.
Yeah, I've gone bright red again. I can
It's
feel
back in the room, baby.
it.
I'd book your rainbow package.
Yeah.
Would you?
100%.
Yeah, make sure it's real though.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes,
want any
fair.
fake ones.
Not fake rainbows.
No. Sorry.
What's the price of the more
The
expensive one?
package B, which is like a 15-minute video, full ceremony,
15 minute.
full speeches,
Ooh.
teaser trailer.
Ooh.
Everybody loves a teaser trailer.
How long's a teaser trailer?
I say 1 minute, but I always over deliver.
Okay,
2
all right.
minutes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got teasers, which are like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We've got a highlight, which is more like 5 to 6 minutes, and then we've got a
Well, I mean,
what's the
mine
next
are both
word?
Full
feature.
whammy.
Some people call it feature.
Feature would then be like 15
No, we've
minutes.
got the full film.
Yeah, but do you
No,
know
a full
what?
film's a whole day, surely.
I find the words that we use as videographers confusing.
I agree.
So I just call it a highlights film. One of them's a 5-minute highlights film. One of them's a
Yeah.
15-minute highlights film. Because what's a
Okay.
feature? Like, we're not going to the cinema. It's not got...
I'd love to watch my video in a cinema. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be
You
cool.
That would be cool.
I would like that. I've got 2 questions.
No, wait. What's the price
price.
difference?
Drum roll, please.
Answer the
Is-
question. I'm ready.
That
Wait
one
there.
is 4,000 plus VAT, so 4,800.
Do you know what? I thought you were way more expensive.
Me too.
Everybody does.
But what
Yeah.
I'd like to ask is where you kind of sit in the pricing. I don't want people
one of my
listening.
questions.
Oh, sorry. You ask it
Yeah.
then. Go
No,
on.
no, you go.
Where do you sit? Like, what can people... Because obviously there's people listening to this that aren't in that budget. And there's
Sure.
people that are like, you're cheap, I don't want your broke ass. And want to go, what's the kind of range of videographer
Savage.
pricing?
I would say in the UK averaging from maybe 2,000 to 8,000.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably 7 expensive.
Yeah.
But that's also why I introduced the package A, the smaller one, to give people that wanted maybe the experience of having, that sounds
Me.
really
the experience of me
big-headed.
there on their day.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the no, I
to
don't
still
know.
get you,
To
but
get
not
me,
have to
yeah,
get...
but not have to whack down.
I think people just worry so
something.
much about their budgets.
Yeah.
And they think that as suppliers, we're judging them for what they're spending. But that's just not... If you can't afford it, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I can maybe... Would you ever recommend people that are then at a
Yeah.
lower budget for them?
Yeah, but I think also with my package A, that fits in line with the lower to mid end
Yeah.
of pricing. That
Yeah.
I feel like that would probably be a good fit for some people. But I'm going to be honest with you, no one ever goes for that package A.
No, I just think if
'Cause
you're
they
filming, I
don't
want to
wanna
see the whole
miss-
thing.
They don't want
Yeah.
to miss out. Because
It's FOMO, isn't it?
what if you had a speech by somebody and then they passed away a week
Yeah.
or month later?
Yeah.
I would pay whatever I'd need to pay to listen to my dad's speech.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
if he then... My dad always listens, so sorry if you died, Dad, but I'm glad I have his whole speech.
Yeah, and you
And
got
I
that
would put-
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
important.
agree.
Yeah, so important.
Sorry, Beth, what questions do you have?
Don't, because I've forgotten them now. So, I feel like you've obviously got I've got my package prices.
Okay.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
You're not a
Diamond.
sparkle.
Rude.
I actually have names for my packages.
Yeah, I know.
Mine are funny, though.
Hello.
They are funny. I remember
What
writing
are
them being
they?
like,
Beyonce.
no, they're not.
Britney.
The one where I just turn up on the day is Wedding Crasher.
Okay, I like that.
The full one is... Fuck, what's the full one
You got
called?
Side Chick.
Side Chick is my middle.
Okay.
Like, you get a little bit of me.
I like that.
See?
Yeah, because
She's a keeper.
already
She's a
know-
keeper is the full planning.
Okay. No, they're good. They're very informative because I already know how much involvement they
And you know
provide.
that I'm pure bants. And
Yeah,
if you're therefore
you're so
looking for
funny.
somebody very normal, I'm not for you.
No.
Anyway,
No.
back to my package
Sorry.
question.
We're on Sparkle.
Stop talking about my package.
Guys. So you got your package. I assume there's like add-ons like...
So the word package.
I was like, so you've got your package and I put both my hands together.
Yeah. they're just
Is your package all we get is what she's asking?
Is there...
Hidden fees?
So
hidden fees?
There's no hidden fees. The prices include VAT. But if you want to customize stuff, like some people want to add reels on, they're like, I want reels of this or...
And I assume you charge like mileage, accommodation, flights.
You only stay in
private,
5-star.
Private jet.
You're not
Or-
giving Premier Inn vibes to me.
I love a Premier
Do
Inn.
you?
Yeah, as long as it's got a bed and a plug socket.
And the
I'm alright.
purple light.
Yeah, that glow.
Yeah, yeah, love. Are we in
Fresh.
one right now?
We're in it.
So for destination, yeah, flights and accommodation is extra. But
Do
I
you
just
charge more days? Because my problem with destination is that you're going the day before. That's 3
Yeah.
days of weddings that you couldn't do.
yeah. So just to clarify on the prices that I mentioned, that was just the UK pricing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the destination pricing, similar structure, just a little bit more plus flights and accommodation because yeah, and I actually I go on Skyscanner and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're looking at £800.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I pass that on to the customer and say, is this okay? Like, I'm literally going for 3-star here.
Economy
flights. I don't need much. I just think that transparency is important because
agree.
if I was to artificially inflate my price, so yeah, it's 12 grand.
Yeah.
I'm there for 3 days. Travel's included. Well, the price for me to get to Mexico is going to be very different for the price for me to get to France.
Yeah.
So I just think it's fair that you don't rip people off.
You're so much nicer than I thought you were going to be.
Do you think I was going to be really arrogant?
No, I thought you were going to... No. Because we've met, you weren't arrogant. You were funny there. But
I feel like you're very humble.
Yes. And I thought you
you'd
were more
have really
expensive.
big balls and be like,
That's
this
my
is
package.
It's quite a small package, actually. It is what I wasn't expecting.
Very disappointing.
You are disappointing.
The rainbow one.
I have the biggest question.
No,
I'll hold
you
my
can't.
question.
All you're doing is asking questions, and then I forget my question.
Well, go with yours quick. Mine is massive.
What is the... Oh, God. Sorry,
If I
guys.
was a guy, my package would be huge. Can I just say? 100%. I give BD energy.
Okay.
Go.
On that note, what is the biggest red flag of a videographer or filmmaker?
That's a great question.
Ooh.
So like for people to watch out for, kind of be like, that's
If there's something on the website, if there's something in their email replies, if there's something on there, because
Instagram.
we spoke about one recently who my couple ended up cancelling because their whole grid was styled shoots
Or
and
workshops.
Yeah, I listened to that episode actually. I was like,
Thoughts?
good point.
So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that episode?
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely. But I
Avoid.
think also delivery times are really important. But then how do you know? This is the thing.
I have a question. I'll jump to that question for you. Where one of my neighbours got married months ago, July, I think.
Okay.
No video,
They had
no reply.
Had nothing?
Nope.
Not a trailer?
Nope.
No? Okay.
That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, because I
What's
would be
the
frustrated.
time?
You don't even look shocked. Like, I need more passion.
I need.
I need, oh my gosh, that is awful.
July? Yeah, so I think you need to be honest about your delivery times. Admittedly, I'm maybe 2 or 3 weeks behind my ideal delivery time this year, just because my destination weddings kind of all came at once. And then you're like, shit, I'm not actually at home to edit this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can't edit mine on a laptop. It needs to be on my big screen and you know, peace, tranquility, focus.
Zen.
What's your delivery time?
So teaser trailer, ideally within 48 hours.
Love you.
Yeah.
Love
So
you
much.
so much.
Because I think you've got to really, while the energy is high,
I 100% agree.
before the post-wedding blues kicks in.
Yeah.
And it just
Let's
gives them
revisit
something.
it.
They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You've kind of tickled my...
That's it, you've got a little
Pickle.
taster. That's why it's called a teaser trailer.
Oh.
It teases, it trails. I'd also give the speeches in full and the ceremony in full at that point as well. So
Oh,
Yeah, because I
Really?
feel like that's
Yeah.
not hard, respectfully.
it's
to edit.
not. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a hard
And I
edit.
think that's what you want to be like... Because
Yeah.
I think during the ceremony, you're such a... Like, overwhelmed. Can't really remember what's going on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And you want to watch that back. So
And
that's
also,
important.
ceremony videos and ceremonies in general, they're not perfect. As a ceremony is never 100% perfect. As in, you walk down the aisle and it's a flawless execution, and you know there are bits where you have to have your dress rearranged and your paper blows in the wind and stuff. So I feel like being able to see all that back is like, oh, wow, this really happened. Like,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. Just the ceremony and speeches edits. That gives people like an hour or so to just get their heads
So
on.
you're really thinking.
Really thinking about it.
So, how long does it then take for a video?
And then he flexed his muscle, didn't he? He was like,
Gunshot.
I wasn't flexing.
All right, big boy.
This is why gay people don't book you, is because you're giving straight energy.
Really?
Yeah, you're flirting with us. He's 100% flirting with us.
I'm not. I'm
How
sorry
rude.
if I am.
That is
I
so
wouldn't know.
rude.
I wouldn't know.
Are we not
Disgusting.
pretty enough?
Right, concentrate.
Yeah.
How long does it take to get the video?
I'd say 8 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
And,
fine.
and also my clients have got a lot to watch. The teaser trailer, you watch it on loop because it's got a bit of everyone in.
Yeah,
You've got to
yeah,
tick
yeah,
off the VIPs,
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
best friends, grandparents. If
Can
there
I
are
ask you
any.
a question?
Yeah.
Do you always purposely make sure you film the older people?
Always.
Because you know they're
Yeah. Expiring.
Aw.
expiring.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get to an age when I'm expiring and
When
I'm gonna
you
that's
guys-
gonna be forever ingrained
When you
in my
notice the
brain.
photographer and videographer hovering around you, you're looking
expiring.
old.
She's on her way out. Quick.
Get the grave photo.
Yeah. I got a lovely shot of at a wedding this year of grandparents looking through photo album.
Stop it.
And I spent about 5-10 minutes
I bet.
capturing them, and it was lovely. I went over their shoulder, looking at them, turn the pages and touching the album and stuff, and that was like the ending of the video, and I thought, oh, I'll get goosebumps about it. And also I don't mean it from a morbid perspective, but from an emotional perspective, of course. From Fran's video, the one with the granddad walking her down the aisle, the end of her video, we did an engagement shoot on the beach, and I put that at the end of the video in a VHS effect, and I had granddad's voice.
Stop! I can't.
He was saying, "Remember all the moments that you cherish and stuff." So, can you see the goosebumps there? And
you're an artiste.
You are an artiste. But I agree. I think there's a big difference. And this is my big question. This is what I want to come on to.
Okay. Wait.
Delivery times.
We haven't got the red flag.
Oh, the red flags. We're jumping back.
Well, no, his red flag was that people...
I need more. I need more.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely style shoots is one of them.
But how does somebody know they're looking at a video that's a styled shoot?
Ask for, can I please see a full video?
A full video of a couple?
Yeah.
Real wedding.
I'd be happy to hand over a full gallery, which is literally what I would be delivered to my couple. So you can have a look. I mean, it might not mean a great deal to you because you don't know the people.
No, but you know what you're getting.
You know what you're getting. You know what the product is, let's say.
Anything else? I want one more, please.
Red flags.
What do you see and be like, ugh?
I personally don't love best man speech over the entire video, but that's a style thing for me.
I agree.
Over the whole video or just even part of it?
The whole... So I love to use upbeat pop music for my videos. I feel like my style is quite more energetic and romantic at the same time, and I love to use personal vows as the audio. That's, I think, is really emotive, but I don't like when I first met Steve. Yeah. I don't think that works. Steve's
great. It's the best
he's a lovely guy. Yeah, but the best man speech is not. It's not my personal taste.
I agree.
Really?
No, it's not. It's the funny one. It's the humour on the day.
I had a 3-day wedding. And we actually got the footage re-edited by a different videographer.
Okay.
Because they were like, I don't feel like they've captured the weekend as it was. It was like a big 3-day wedding, free bar all weekend, proper fun couple, like amazing. Yeah. And we got the video back and I was like, oh, it's good. But I felt like
missing something.
It just didn't feel right. And we went back and forth and they just couldn't grasp it. So for the 1-year anniversary, we got the video re-edited. And we had a videographer with us. They had a videographer because they wanted the build, because it was like building up a marquee and stuff. So they wanted everything. So we merged them in. Yeah. And they started the 3-day wedding with the best man speech.
Okay.
Because I felt like he was the host.
Okay, so who's the
MC?
The MC,
In a way.
That's
but
good,
then it was like maybe 40 seconds of it. And then other stuff happened.
I guess it's not a red flag as such, because some people might like that. For me, I feel like it almost becomes the default option for a lot of videos.
I think I get annoyed when...
I'd be like, is that the groom?
Yeah.
I'd be like...
I don't like videos that have got the same... So for me, I video all of my weddings and I send them little clips the next day into one video. Yeah. Guys, I do the same thing. It's you getting ready. It's you walking down the aisle. It's just a nice to have it. You're not paying for it. It's just, here you go. I'm getting it anyway.
Brucey bonus.
I am the same. It's the same structure throughout the whole thing. I wouldn't want to be paying a videographer and get just their video, but with my images in it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that annoys me. I want you to think about my day. Yeah. I want you to put it together how it felt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to I can make that myself. I could drag and drop that into a template. I don't want that.
Drag and drop.
Cut.
Okay, I have my big question. Can I ask my big question? I would like you to speak freely though.
Okay.
And nobody can judge until they've heard the whole thing.
Open and honest.
Open and honest conversation. We listen and
heart.
We do not judge.
Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
I like that.
What do you think and how do you feel about content creators?
Okay, so I have there's mixed opinions, I think, of content creators, and I would like to give my thoughts and also some advice, maybe for people that are looking to hire a content creator, and maybe some advice for people that are content creators, and also from a videography and photography perspective.
Because I feel like there's a lot of beef. I feel like there's beef between videographers and content creators. I feel like there's content creators versus photographers. Yeah. And I also feel like there's photographers versus videographers. So this little trio feels messy. Toxic. There's a lot of beef. I'll be honest.
There's a lot of beef for a vegetarian, eh?
It's too much for me. So tell us.
Okay, so I think as with any new or emerging career in what's the word? New emerging.
It's not an industry.
Technologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, new emerging technologies. We'll go
Okay,
with that. Yeah.
Sounds posh.
Yeah, I feel like I've discovered something.
That'll be
it's
on someone's
just kind
website.
of-
That'll be on someone's website.
New and emerging technology. Yeah, I think that it being new, there's no the boundaries and the wedding etiquette is still kind of being discovered and learned as we're experiencing a new member of the team, basically, on a wedding day. And in my opinion, even as a filmmaker, I do think the photographer kind of is top pecking order in terms of having a schedule that they need to follow. More so than videography, where I guess from a video perspective, we're a bit more fluid, and free-willed in
They've
terms of
got
what we're
group
capturing.
shots they've got to do. They've got like
They've got stuff they've got to tick off,
rigid,
tick off, and problem solve.
Yeah.
And so I think content creation can work so well within that dynamic, providing that, in my opinion, from a behind-the-scenes perspective, I think it's most effective. I think problems can arise when people are becoming protective over their shots and their edit. And
are you protective?
I am protective in some respect. Not that I've ever voiced that opinion, because I'm not like that.
Just shoulder barges them up.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of times where like a photo and video team will go off for the couple's photos and not tell the content creator, or I'll do the first look in the room bit, and I always tell the content because I feel like it's my job to make sure everybody knows everything. Photo and video will very clearly stick together. In some cases will stick together, and the content creator, I always feel bad for them sometimes on the day because they're very clearly being shunned. What do you... Right, let's assume I want to be a content creator. Me and Beth have started our new content creating company. Yeah. We've got some wedding experience. We've been to some weddings. Okay. And we've got our new iPhones. Yeah. We're laughing.
Okay.
I've bought a gimbal.
Have you? Okay. And I've got some mics as well, the little ones that plug into the
little
phone.
Rode mics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me honestly what you want me to do and where you think I'm starting to cross the line.
Okay, so I think already including the gimbal and the microphones may possibly be stretching into the boundaries of videography, especially if a groom is wearing a microphone or a bride, and then I need to go and then attach a microphone to
I don't think content creators should be putting, personally, I don't, because they also are the ones that can put the music over the top. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They can use the Beyonce song because they're putting it on TikTok and they're using the trending sounds and whatever. Yeah. So they've got that element that you can't use. That's it. You should be able to have the element that they can't use. I feel like I've just solved a whole...
I think I am not... I should not give anybody... I don't have the right to tell somebody how they should do their job at all. However, I think...
However, you listen to me
however, I'm about to.
You go so cute when you think you're doing... You're like, I'm about to stir some shit.
No, it's not fair for me to say you can't put a microphone on there, but I think there should be boundaries in terms of what each person is providing in terms of the content.
And also there is like with the mics, having two mics could interfere with your mic.
Could be interference. I've had that at places before.
And then you can't do your job. You can't.
But also I think... Again, we're starting our company. I don't want to annoy videographers. I want you to recommend me. I want you to, if you've got a busy, together. Maybe if somebody says, I want a second videographer, you're like, actually, why don't you consider a content creator, actually? Because the stuff you're saying you want is different. I just, again, it's that businessy bit. I wouldn't want to be stepping on toes. I wouldn't want to send over my quick video with the voiceover of the granddad doing a poem. And then you send it over and it's then taken away from your...
Yeah, I think that's the thing that people are on the forums and Facebook pages, people are most concerned about is the crossover, I guess,
the
between
duplication
the video
of content.
A photo, yeah, because I've spoken to a few of my photography friends and I'm like, how would you feel about content creators if it was just exclusively photos? Airdropping them to the bride at the end of the night with all of the photos that were going to be what you were going to post on your carousel. Yeah. So you can kind of flip that. But I think the most important thing to say is that there's definitely room for everybody in this industry. And providing you're providing your client a good service, professional, doing and integrating within the wedding well, then there are definitely the right ways of going about.
How do you feel about people who put clauses in their contract to say that they don't work with content creators?
think it's a bit mean. I've never done that because I think I think it's just. I think it's a bit mean to say you're not going to work with somebody. Like, that's mean.
Some of it, to me, the problem is that it's videographers and photographers that aren't leaning with the times. And they can't get on board with the fact that somebody's going to come along and do it quicker. And do you know what? If I was that friend who didn't have their video still, I bet she wishes she got a content creator because she'd actually have some content from it. So I like the fact that it's making everyone step up a little bit. Yeah. But I don't like the fact of them being like, I'm not working with anyone if you're bringing a content creator, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm like, I would maybe say... don't, but then how do you say what they can and can't use? Do you know what I mean?
That's it. I don't think I have the right to say
any of it
if this person's here or whatever, but I think the key thing is to educate the couple on the differences between content creator and videographer.
Okay, what is that?
Yeah, I'm going to say a thing to you, and I want you to say if it's videographer, content creator, or both.
Ooh.
Okay.
I've made up a new game and I've got absolutely no ideas for it. One sec.
All right.
Okay. Recording the whole speeches.
Videographer.
Capturing the morning content.
Content creator.
Do
you mean like bridal prep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of cutesy girl stuff. Yeah.
First look?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walking down the aisle?
Videographer.
Ooh. Do you know what? It really riles me when I've seen the most incredible videos and there's somebody stood there with their iPhone and their gimbal in the corner, and I'm like, surely the videographer would have been like...
But then... I hate
that was
when
me
there's
going,
like...
get the fuck out, by the way, because if you're listening.
I hate seeing, though, when people, like you said, I've done a wedding before where they had 2 photographers, 2 videographers, 2 content creators, and me. Yes. And then I'm looking at this... and it's a small...
Too much.
The room of a place that we go to a lot, the ceremony room is toit. There are
like
2... Toiga. The top, it was... And I'm thinking, at what point are we going from let's get content for this wedding when all of the guests that are looking at you, they can't see any of your decor because there are literally 5 people stood up there. Yeah. Actually, there's 2 registrars, photo, video, content, and at the back. And I was just like, no, what? Like this looks...
We need to think about what weddings are actually about.
I agree. Yeah. Like I want it captured. I totally agree. But this was a lot. This is too much.
Yeah.
Okay, keep playing your game.
Okay.
Sorry, you can finish.
I just wanted to say about the ceremony. I think what people don't see sometimes is the meaningful side of that moment of being walked down the aisle. Okay, I'm sure the bride or groom is literally walking through like a mine. Like all they can hear is murmurs. They can't focus, or this is such a big moment.
Yeah.
We don't need mobile phones at that point. Let's just take stock of what this moment means. Leave it to as few people as possible to... You
nearly said let's leave it to the professionals, didn't you?
Yeah.
You stopped yourself.
Leave it to
the tea.
Yeah, no.
You know Brian cuts things down and like clickbaitty, so...
Yeah, he makes me look like a right dick on clips, so he's going to do that to you.
Kill me.
I've got more actually.
Okay.
And I love this idea. A little interview with the bride and groom after they get married.
I think that's content creator.
I agree. Yeah. This is what I mean by I think there are space for them, but I think content creators are trying to make videos rather than thinking of all this cool stuff that they could be getting that's different.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question while you think of some more?
Okay.
If you saw someone with a mobile phone down the aisle, would you go and be like, get that phone out of my shop?
I wouldn't say it, but I would think it. If
Why
it was
wouldn't
a
you
family,
say it?
Because it's not my place.
Oh my God, the amount of times I've been like, excuse me.
I feel like again, I'm still there to capture what's happening.
Yeah, but there's this one phone down the middle of the aisle.
If I could get their attention to stop
That's
it.
what I would do.
Do you know, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. If it's like granddad or something.
This is the problem. I wouldn't do
it
to
with
a
an iPad? With a case
iPad.
on.
You're telling me you'd go over
like
to
Thingy's
95-year-old granddad and tell him to put his iPad away?
Yeah,
You're
but
vile.
like as the couple, wouldn't you hate that?
I have had it block the view. Eventually, it does kind of sort itself out.
Can you edit things out of videos?
Not as easily as that. Yeah.
Carry on with your game.
Kids playing.
Videographer.
Really?
Yeah. Like people have lawn games.
Yeah.
If I was a parent, having...
She hates lawn games and kids, so...
No, I love children.
Okay.
Lawn games are giving me...
They don't get used as much as they
Sports day, PE.
Okay.
Funfair.
Fate.
Yes, that was the key word.
I love a fate.
Yeah, but I think if it keeps the kids busy...
First dance.
Both.
Fireworks.
Oh. You can't really get them on a phone though, can you?
No, but I think also from a video perspective, when I'm capturing fireworks, I edit it down
You
to
need
3
a good
seconds.
few ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want that big.
Insert stop. I'm joking. Yeah.
Heard it here first.
You never need, like, when people are, when you see people filming fireworks
whole
displays,
thing.
yeah. How often
You're never going to watch that again.
Couple portraits.
Videographer, and I have a reason for that.
Okay.
That the depth that you get from using a lens, a professional photo or video lens, can really impact that story, whether you're blurring out space between people's hands intertwining, or a bit of hair blowing over a bride's eye as she's looking at her new husband, does not capture the same from an emotive perspective currently on mobile phones. That's my opinion, but
you're free to all have your own.
you are free to have your own, but I think I'm not saying content creators aren't allowed. I think, what does it look better on that moment?
Okay.
Would you be offended if they said, then you met a content, because me and Beth have turned up higher, we're content queens, that's us, TM, then we'd like you to leave you alone to do your couple shoot, like we don't want to get involved with that. Do you mind if we then take them off for 5 minutes after so we can do our own thing?
I'd be, if there's, it's not my place to say what you can and can't do. I'd say no worries.
If they want to do
and
it.
then spit at them.
The only thing is, like,
That's horrible,
we've
George.
got to check the schedule. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've got 2 questions I want to ask.
I don't know how long this episode is, but
about
guys,
4 hours.
you might have to pause and carry on the next one. It's fine.
2 parts like Wicked.
My last part on content creators then is I would like you to give 3 tips for content creators from a videographer.
Okay.
And again, we listen
Yeah.
and we don't judge.
Great. The best content creator I worked with at a wedding, I thought she was a guest. And I thought she was a guest until about halfway through the wedding.
Let's shout her out because she is amazing.
You can shout
And
her
we
out.
had a conversation earlier and I was like, this is the only content creator that I really love.
Yeah.
Like, really, really love. The best one that I've seen, and the footage and stuff. And then you were like, the other one and then we figured out they're the same person.
Shout her out then.
Yeah.
I'll let you do the honours.
Alex,
Content for Brides. Yeah.
So tell me why.
What is
so
it
you
about
thought she
her
was a
that
guest?
we love?
She dressed the part. She was in the aisle as a guest.
Oh, she was sat.
Yeah, and she was just at the edge. So I didn't even realise. It was only until like halfway through the day that she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm hired to be here." I was like, "No way! That is so smart." She was like undercover. And her hair, makeup, fabulous. Looked like a guest. She was not in any of my shots, which is amazing.
But also, if she is, she wouldn't stand out.
Yeah, exactly. She's not in trainers and a black hoodie.
Whoa.
So
I don't wear hoodies. It's fine. Carry on as you were. That is.
I really respected her for that.
But my only thingy back to you on that is when they say this is an unplugged ceremony.
Yeah.
And then the guests don't know that, but the guests don't know that she's a content creator. I guess that's the only downside I can see of that, is that if I was a guest, I'd be like, can you put your fucking phone down? They've just told you not to.
Another thing, they didn't come and introduce themselves to us or anyone. It wasn't like, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm here as a content creator. They just came in, filmed we did room reveal, came in, filmed the room, got some cute shots of me as well, which I didn't realise, and she tagged me in them, and I was like, thank you, honey. But like, it wasn't like, I'm here, I've arrived.
Yeah,
it was very
chill,
low key, which was.
I think that suits the nature of it. Though,
I agree, because I also I would argue that when there's a video camera pointed at me, I'm acting differently to when I think I'm around my peers just having a laugh.
Yeah.
The issue I have is that I want 2 different content types. I want different. I don't want. Yeah. Your video just quicker and
on an
iPhone quality when you're then going to. So I just want it. If anything, if I was a content creator, wherever you were, I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want to get all the stuff you miss.
That should be the whole point of it.
Yeah.
You're capturing the other side
different
of it.
Things, yeah.
What's the worst?
No, wait. I want 2 more red flags. 2 more red flags. I want.
No, they weren't red flags.
Tips for being
tips.
fantastic.
Yeah, sorry.
So, and these were for you if you were
We've
a content
started
creator.
our,
so blending in basically. Number 1. Number 2 is just communication during the important moments, like
am I right stood here?
Yeah. And just friendly communication, just because I have, especially in video, you can't remove the people. I have had a ceremony with a content creator leaning in to the bride trying to get this during the ceremony, and I can see it and I can't remove it, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah.
So just being aware of spatial awareness, and I think as photographers and videographers, we're already doing that anyway, saying, am I okay here? Are you okay where? Oh, I've got a tripod there. So it's just being able to bring that person and then to be aware of those things. And most of the ones I've worked with have been extremely considerate. So
I'm here for content creators.
Oh, I 100% am. The more I talk about it, the more I get excited about the thing of them doing separate things. I just think, like you said, they haven't been in the industry as long, which means they haven't picked up on the am I all right stood here. But also there's no courses, there's no, like, they almost need to understand photography and videography to know, like, oh, he's got a camera there, that's gonna be a wide angle, which means where I'm stood, I'm in it. Like, you almost you do need some knowledge behind it. It's not just rock up with a phone. So I think maybe that's probably my third tip. Technical ability. So when you get your iPhone, for example, let's say you just got your iPhone, we bought 2 brand new ones, new iPhone 16 Pro Max gold. When you get them out of the box, all iPhones typically are set to the American setting, which means that if you're filming your videos, you might get flickering lights in some.
Always. Tell me what my settings need to be.
Okay, so I have got a reel of this on my Instagram.
I have seen it actually. I actually have seen it.
Just
wait, is this just for iPhone users?
Unfortunately, is it a Samsung you have?
Yes. He's a dick. He's a dick because we've already had this conversation. Zoom in on his face, Brian. Zoom in on.
You didn't specify what brand.
He's been slating my.
No, you can't switch it to 20.
I have seen your video. I have seen your video on Instagram about all the settings.
Okay,
you need to change it to 25 frames a second.
I don't know what it means. Where?
You can't do that in Samsung.
Shut up. Why?
You can't. They just don't. It's not my.
Can I
don't make the rules. Yeah.
25 frames per second.
Yes.
Because of the lights flickering.
Yeah.
But like, what if I just want a really crisp shot?
4K, 25 frames a second.
25 frames a second. I didn't think that was good.
That is good, yeah. What happens is influencers will say, you need to put it in 60 frames a second, blah, 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 because that means it's going to look really unnatural and sped up. You know, like sometimes you'll look at a video and you think, it looks almost like liquid, like it's moving so fast that I can't, do you know, have you ever seen that? Yeah. Or, you know, when auntie puts the telly on the wrong setting and it all kind of moves too fast. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all these processing things that get put on. 20 frames, the technical reason is 25 frames a second is the standard for here in the UK and Europe. And it's called PAL, which means that the frequency of the electricity isn't making the light bulbs flicker. So that's what, you said
you're so knowledgeable.
Sorry, Samsung users.
My camera's still pretty good.
And what were we talking about before I rudely interrupted?
I don't think you can change the setting to
I'll
25.
have a look later. I'll let you know. We just got excited. So we've got our 3 tips for content creators. That is helpful.
Can I have a bad experience of a content creator?
Yeah, so let's imagine the scene. Confetti is starting.
That wasn't, you didn't ask who does confetti.
Oh, who do you think does confetti?
I mean, two's a crowd as it is.
2 is a crowd.
Yeah. So I would say, ideally, a content creator go to a different angle, not down the aisle.
But they can't go from behind because they'll be in it.
Go to the side, hold up, like that.
You know that's a shit shot. Do you know what I would?
I love his face. Guys, you've got to watch this on YouTube.
Because again, I try and get little clips of them. Yeah. I always wait at the end of the confetti line.
Okay, that's
because
good
when you two come down,
we get out.
I would potentially say, do you guys mind dipping out just before the end so I can get that last 5 people? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's good. That's fine.
I think we'd actually be great content creators.
Oh no, what have we
content queens. We'll make a jingle.
Queens with a K.
Yes. And the content is with a K as well.
This episode, oh god. Whilst Georgie quickly gets the questions up, have you got any horror stories from any weddings?
What's the drama?
What's the drama?
I have had one quite tragic situation.
Tragic is in bad?
Yeah, tragic as in...
No, tragic as in wonderful.
Tragic.
As in tragedy, like steps.
Yeah, I've had...
wait, I need to pause before you tell us the story because I've made a joke.
Okay. Right, okay, let's be serious.
Out of respect for my couple, I'm not going to say about it, but there was somebody that did pass away.
Oh.
At a wedding?
Just before.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We've heard, was it the morning of?
Yeah, there was one where her dad died the morning of, but did they still go ahead with the wedding?
They did, yeah.
Because this is the problem, and I no shade to people that do, because it's so much money.
Yeah, yeah.
How immediate family?
Immediate family, yeah.
And you'd also think they'd want me to carry on with the day as it is, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I think
that's awful.
Who knows how you would feel in that position?
Nobody can comment, and everyone's individual case by case.
Yeah,
and I think the shock would get you through that day.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't believe it's real, would you? You'd be like,
fair play to them for being able to smile.
Yeah.
And on that particular, I didn't post the video out of respect for them, because I thought, if you're looking back at that video knowing how you're really feeling when you're looking at yourself,
that must be very bittersweet for you, getting to be able to provide a video like that, but equally knowing that
it was the wrong time.
Respectfully, they'll never look at it with
That's so sad.
And it was a beautiful wedding as well. So yeah, and apart from that, I did have
any more drama. I know.
Oh, Nan's hair set on fire.
Yeah, this is what we want.
Yes. So I was at the Wilderness.
Love that venue.
Where is it? Suffolk?
Yeah.
Ipswich way. And pre-wedding, this was Emma and Alex's wedding like a couple of months ago. It's a 3-day thing. They won't mind me telling. It's funny.
Nans wear a lot of hairspray, don't they?
They do. And they had the teepee thing like the night before the fire feast. And
I love the fire feast there.
Yeah, and they had all like the long tables. David Gandy was one of the guests as well, so it was like really cool to see all these beautiful people.
Who's that?
It's like a good looking model guy.
Who? What do you mean?
Model?
Yeah, you've seen him in his white budgie smugglers on a boat.
I am married. I don't look at any other men.
It was like 20 years ago.
Then I was
a child.
Okay.
I'll Google him later.
Yeah, very handsome. And Nan had the bench pulled away. She was sitting down.
No, she didn't lean over.
And she leaned forward. Nobody noticed. I was filming. I only noticed because I was filming. She leaned forward into a candle, comes back, and I was going, Nan's on fire.
Nan's on fire.
And her hair is going up, and older people have finer hair as it is.
Yeah.
So they were like, patted her, putted her out, and she had like a singed top. And I refer to that as the Burning Nan Festival.
Was her hair okay?
I love how he says that you wouldn't go and interrupt somebody with their phone in the middle of the aisle, but you'll shout, Nan's on fire.
It was an emergency.
It was an emergency. It was life or death.
I'm watching the expiring people.
You should have been documentary style just filming it. Saying nothing. How long will it take until this Nan gets done?
It's not my style.
Good for the memories.
I blend in.
She's down to the neck.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I was shaking. I had to vape profusely after that. I was literally.
It's a dirty vapor.
Yeah, I was shaking from
burning
thought
Nans.
of it. Yeah.
Are you ready for some questions?
Okay.
What, like, second answers?
You got 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
This is so
Don't
exposing.
think, just go. I know. Okay, give me 3. What mistakes do couples make on the day?
Not spending enough time with their guests, worrying about what they look like and what everything looks like, and time's running out.
Fail.
The matching pajamas.
We were literally talking about that last week.
I think we can move on from them.
What would you do? Them? Snap.
I like a cotton robe, a white cotton robe.
Interesting. All right.
Hotel vibes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How long should a video be once it's finished?
In terms of the length of the video, or how long to wait?
How long should the length of the video be?
That's totally down to what you offer. But for me,
if I was a couple looking at all the different options, there's one that's 3 minutes, one that's 7 minutes, one that's 25 minutes.
Go for the middle one.
Yeah, pick the middle.
Yeah, okay.
And also look within your budget, I guess.
Yeah, it's fair. My videographer only had one camera with them on the day. Is that a red flag?
Not really. I do that sometimes, yeah.
One camera?
What if it breaks?
Oh no, I mean, I have another one with me, but sometimes I just film on one.
For the whole day?
At a time, yeah.
Well, what if I want me walking down the aisle and groom's reaction?
Well, I guess that would be then talking about different package.
Red flag.
Different package.
You're a red flag.
No, if that is the style you're going for.
And also, if that's what they do, that's what they do, and that's what you've seen what they produce.
Fair. I would say to my videographer, I would like which comes on to my second one, my next one.
That.
You wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be like, how many cameras do you bring?
No, but I would say I would like to get...
How many cameras are on you?
Yeah.
I would like Brian's reaction as well as me walking down the aisle, though.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to this one. Do we need to make a shot list for our videographer?
Ideally not. because I think if you put too many shot lists in, you kind of setting yourself up to fail on a day that's going to unfold naturally.
Do you want to know certain things though? If I said to you, actually this bit is the most important part of my whole entire
that's
work,
good.
or these people do not get on, don't get anything of them.
Yeah.
That's helpful. I think a shot list in terms of let's copy this
Yeah.
frame by frame
Doesn't work.
is not really the right approach, but it is also helpful to know if you have any insecurities, like, oh, I don't like my I've got a
face.
mole on this side and
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, that's helpful to know to make sure that you enjoy it more.
Yes.
Remember, guys, quick fire. You're both not being quick
Sorry.
fire. Oh,
Wait, tell me
someone's
from
hungry.
Sorry.
was that pit not
Not enough.
not enough?
Should have had the pineapple.
Is it worth it? I've got a great photographer. Do I need a videographer?
Absolutely.
It's
They
just different. They're so
are-
different.
That's it, guys.
I'm
One
sorry.
word.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Is it normal to receive only one highlights video and not unedited clips or ceremony and speeches?
Yeah, it's quite normal. People don't give raw footage.
If I asked you for raw footage, would you just flat out say no?
I would say I'd question why you wanted it, because most of the time I've used all of the good bits that you will like in the footage. Yeah. So honestly, you don't want the raw footage. It's like asking for the ingredients of a burger
And you make
and
it.
make it yourself.
Yeah. Tips for awkward couples who do not do PDA.
You don't have to. You can do things that you enjoy doing, like champagne sprays, walking, laughing, cuddling your pets, cuddling your kids. You don't have to be snoggy. You can just be fun things that represent you that aren't kissing.
I can't imagine snogging on my wedding day. Like,
But I also do think sometimes
that makes not a good
don't
photo.
tongue.
That makes no good photo.
Yeah, I was trying to give
Or
a
video.
real
You'd be
nice-
like,
But if that's you, that's you.
Yeah, I agree.
You're
Some
gonna
people
bit of a
are
tongue gal.
We're not tongue. No.
You're
But
tongue man.
I'm glad
didn't
that
answer.
I think you do have to lean into it a little bit. When someone would like just kiss, sometimes you just
Come
got to
here,
trust
love.
it.
Yeah, but if you like that, that's cool. But if you don't, if you're not kissing,
Do you not think you should try everything once?
No. Rainbow package. No.
What makes a good video?
Making it feel like an authentic representation of the day and the couple.
Okay, look.
How would you like to end your episode? I think this is probably the longest episode we've
This
ever
is the longest.
done.
We've had trauma here, guys. This is about 6 hours worth of filming for this small episode.
I'm
We've had
sorry.
lights go out. We've had, I don't know,
Electric shocks.
electric shock. It's all happened.
I've
Okay.
been repeating pineapple all
Yeah.
episode.
We started badly
That
and
was
we've ended
burps.
badly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but authentic. We've just been
Okay.
authentic. So
Yeah.
you can leave everywhere. So we've got thousands of listeners.
hundreds of thousands.
I am one of those.
Thank you. You can give one piece of advice
Okay.
to do with the wedding and videography. Touch on it.
Okay.
What do you want if they take anything from this episode? What do you want them to take?
I want people to not sweat the small stuff on a wedding day in terms of how you look or any insecurities you have about yourself or the style of your wedding or anything. It does not matter. The most important thing is that you enjoy your day.
Oh, she wants the styling to look good, but other than that,
Okay.
Like,
Well, don't
you
worry
don't
about
need
it.
a videographer. Like, I'm sorry. You just don't.
leave the worrying of that stuff down to your planner.
I do agree. So when I think back to
Do
my
you know what? Both of you don't need a coordinator.
no,
and you
wait.
don't need a videographer.
Hear me out. When I think back when I'm thinking about my wedding day, I annoy
Yeah.
myself because I didn't look how I wanted to look.
Okay.
And then I go and watch my video and I go, fuck, that was fire.
That's it.
The video, I agree, makes you just go, now I'm pumped up again.
Yeah.
So when people say, how often do you watch it? I watch mine whenever I get a little bit sad. I watch mine whenever I want to reminisce. I watch it when it's our anniversaries. I show people, like,
Yeah.
I hope that people take away from this to look at videography as a essential part of a wedding, genuinely. And that's not just because I like you.
I actually would say have less flowers and have a videographer.
I agree with you, Beth. Sorry.
Yeah, because the flowers are going to go in the bin. Sometimes.
No, they're not.
No?
They're going to get
Recycled.
regifted. Or you take them to a care home.
Get pressed into
Or
a
you can get them dried.
perspex.
Or they go in the bin.
My final question. My final question is if
Yeah.
a couple split up,
Yeah.
can you re-edit it so it's just me,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I could do actually.
like prancing around in my dress? And
Yeah. That'd be.
I don't want to be
I
wasted.
bet he was
Free
not
gift.
expecting that question.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay, good. Just
Yeah,
checking.
and put any like hateful messages.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
That's what I want.
And finally, where can people find you?
You can find me hanging out on Instagram at Russell Kent Nicholls. That's 2 S's, 2 L's.
Russell
So bougie, I love it.
Yeah.
Nicholls. Yeah.
And YouTube, Russell Kent Nicholls. Website, it's all that. Yeah.
Just type my name in.
handle
You'll find me.
on every platform.
Well, thank you.
Thank
You've been
you for
amazing.
coming
That has
in.
been one of the
Thank you
most
so much
enjoyable
for having
conversations
me.
we've had on the pod.
100%.
And
As chaotic
we love
as it
your
was.
energy. You're great.
We love
Thank
you,
you.
and we will see you at some weddings soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Love you. Bye.
Bye.